Tochi, you are live. Okay. Hello. Hello, good evening, everyone. Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Heidi Jebadon, and I'm the founder of Print Doctor Africa. I'm so excited to have you here right now with us. I'm very excited because this is day two. Day two. I hope everyone can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, sir, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Okay. So, Tochi, you have the floor now. I'm going to maximize you, and then you can take over from here.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Good evening, everyone, wherever you're watching from. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope your day went well. So, I want to welcome us once again to the day two of this evening's convention. I'm sure those of us that were around yesterday saw that yesterday was value packed. So, and I'm sure that today will not be an exception. So I want to welcome us once again. So like yesterday, be open to receive the value to take notes of today's convention from everything that the speakers will be dishing out today. So without taking much time, we're going to welcome our speakers for today. And there are two. There are two. Mrs. Kemi Iwalesi and Mr. Afo Mofe. I'm sorry if I didn't get your surname correctly. Mrs. Kemi Iwalesi and Mr. Afo Mofe. So I'm going to be reading um, Mrs. Kemi Iwalesi because we are going to be having her after I read her profile. So she'll be the first person that will be coming up, while Mr. Afo Mofe will be coming up by 6 p.m. So Mrs. Kemi Iwalesi is a serial entrepreneur, a public speaker, a neurolinguistic programming master practitioner, life coach, and an author. And being a survivor of domestic abuse who went through life with low self-esteem and experienced long-term infertility, she is very passionate about helping others scale through life's toughest challenges to live more fulfilled life. And she's an advocate of let capacity hold your back from fulfilling your purpose. As a coach, she's a resilient guide on her clients' transformative recovery journey. So join me as we welcome Mrs. Kemi Iwalesi. Join me. Let's clap as we welcome her. She'll be taking us on how to after get life after crisis. After crisis. So let's welcome her as she comes forth to talk to us. Welcome, ma. Welcome, Mrs. Kemi. We are so glad to have you here with us.
Okay, so I think there's something about our network that just logged
Okay.
her out. She's been
Out.
here for over 15 minutes, but I'm sure she will be right back in just a moment. She'll be back in just a minute. So please just bear with us and we'll be right back. Okay, she's in and then she has the floor.
Okay.
Good evening, ma. This is okay.
Good
Fantastic.
evening.
Good evening, ma. Welcome
Thank you.
to meet us. Briefly read your profile, and the floor is yours,
Okay,
ma. Welcome, ma.
thank you. Am I to start now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. I'm discussing something that is very passionate to me, and I believe to a lot of people. How do you navigate life after crisis? When we look at crisis, crisis has no respect for anybody. It can affect anybody at any point in time. Crisis does not know whether you are poor or rich, whether you're a Christian or not, whether you're a good person or even a bad person. Crisis happens to anybody at any point in time. How do you now navigate life after this? Are you going to stay there with a crisis and be buried in it? Or you want to rise up and become something better? I believe the latter is what you would have chosen or we choose. There's a great man that I love and respect, Bob Baker. He says every setback is a setup for a greater comeback. Every single setback that you have is a setup for a greater comeback. Crisis comes in different forms. It can be financial, loss of job, loss of business, bad investment, being duped is a crisis. When you look at another one, it may be something that has to do with your health. You may lose a limb. You may lose a womb. You may lose anything, part of you are no longer complete, so to say. It's a crisis. It can be in form of loss of loved ones. A child, parents, it can be anything. Even loss of a child that wasn't born, that nobody else knew that you were pregnant of, miscarriages, is a great loss that you don't even discuss with people because they don't even know you were pregnant. It can be anything that puts pressure on your mind and life. That is crisis. How do you now navigate life after this? There's a saying, when life gives you lemon, make a lemonade. It's easier said than done. It is not really easy to make lemonade out of lemon, but you have to. There are two divides of life that you can be. There's something we call cause and effect. We use that word a lot, cause and effect. When you're in the effect part of life is when life has happened to you. Maybe you were born in a poor family, and because of that, you've been struggling to make it. Maybe you were born in a part of the world where life seems to be a bit difficult. That is the effect of life. Oh, that illness that happened is effect. That loss of job is effect. Anything that you don't have a control over that has happened to you, you are the effect side of life. You're a victim. But the point now is, do you want to remain a victim? Or you want to move to the other side of cause? Cause means whatever that has happened, I have made a decision to take life and make life better. Whatever it is that has happened, I am moving on and becoming better than I am. That is at the cost of life. You are no longer a victim of what has happened that you have no control over. But you're a victor now, and you're taking charge of your life going on, going forward from what has happened. There are a few things I would like us to do to help us to navigate life after crisis. The first thing is self-forgiveness. That thing that happened, there may be things that you did or did not do that made it to happen. Not in all cases. There are some that, oh, and I noticed this thing was going wrong. There are things I could have done to change it. One beautiful thing about life is you cannot undo the past. You cannot. There's nothing you want to do that can make you to undo the past. So what do? Pack everything that has made you to be sad, to be ashamed, all the self-blame, all the self-loathe, all those things that you felt, oh, I should have done better. That the guilt is weighing you down, it's not allowing you to do everything you ought to do and do them very well. That thing that you did not do, or that thing that you did, that warning that you did not heed when somebody told you this is what is going to be the end of this thing that you are doing, but you did not listen. And you are carrying the guilt all around you. The weight of guilt is too much for you to carry. Because a lot of times when we carry guilt, what we are looking for is punishment. And it is not necessary. If you had known better, you would have done better. Believe me. If you had known better, you would have done better. So bring all those things to the fore. Get a notebook or an exercise book. Write each and every one of them down, especially about this crisis. Everything that you feel was your fault, write them down. When you are done writing them down, it can be so emotional. It can bring all the emotions back. You will cry. Cry. Crying is actually therapeutic. And if you're a man that they have told men don't cry, don't believe them, is a lie. If God does not want you to cry, your tear duct will not bring out tears. So cry. And as you are reading each and every one of the things you felt is your fault, that you are feeling guilty of, that you are feeling ashamed of, call your name and say, Kemi, for this, I forgive you. Do that for everything. And when you are done, you know what you are going to do with that notebook? Burn it. Burn the shame. Burn the anger. Burn the self-blame. Burn it off. Wipe your tears. Take a shower. Sleep it off. And let that be gone. You can't carry that weight. This is not adding any value to you. Another thing to do is to forgive other people. Other people may be involved in that thing that happened, that crisis. You have to let them go. You need to forgive them. You may be saying, Kemi, you don't understand what this person or these people did. Yes, I don't. But one thing I know is like the weight of that thing, of that unforgiveness is too much for you to carry. You don't need it. Because one thing you need to realize is that forgiveness is not for other people. It is for you. Immediately you realize that forgiving other people has nothing to do with them, but you. Life will become better. Because they are living rent-free in your head. Anytime you think about them, you are sad, you are angry, there's resentment, there's animosity. All these emotions are not good for you as a person. They damage your cells, giving you illnesses. And research has shown that unforgiveness at times can be linked to cancer. Who is worth that for you? Who is worth that pain? So when you realize that forgiveness of other people has nothing to do with other people, it is for you, then you focus on forgiving them. There's something this beautiful lady, Marianne Williamson, said about unforgiveness. She said, unforgiveness is like drinking poison yourself and expecting the other person to die. I'm sure you know that is not possible. So what is that telling you? It's telling you that unforgiveness is poison to your system. You don't need it. Just like I said for self-forgiveness, do the same for forgiveness. Write down everything anybody had done, maybe that led to the crisis, or even after the crisis, because some people will mock you, they will do a lot of things that will make the crisis, the effect of the crisis, worse than the actual crisis. Write that down. Call them by their names if you know their names, and say, I forgive you. Like I said earlier, it can evoke some emotions in you that will make you cry. Cry. let it go. Because one thing I have realized is life is not Nollywood. Life is not a film. So you don't know what is going to happen next. Somebody has done so many bad things to you. Don't be surprised when their life is so beautiful. They are happy. They are living beautiful life. And if you don't forgive them, every beautiful thing that is happening to them will be making you angry. And don't forget that everything you focus on grows. So you are focusing on anger. You will see so many other things that will make you angry. When you look at life and what you are focusing on, you will realize that you need to be intentional about what you focus on. Let people who have done bad things to you, let them go. Forgive them and let it go. Because they will still do something else tomorrow. There are still other things that will happen. That weight is too much for you to carry. Like they say, let go, let God. When you get there and you realize that there's nothing you can do about this crisis and allow the people that have done it, helped you to get to that level, to let go, what else should you do? There's something we take for granted. It is gratitude. Are you grateful? One singular thing that can help you to get out of crisis quickly is gratitude. A lot of times we are so focused on that challenge, we are so focused on that problem. And because we are focused on that problem, it will keep growing. If it was 5% yesterday, by the time you look at it intently today, think about it very well today, it will become more. It will grow and grow and grow. There's something they say that life, your own life, my own life, is like a dark room. And when you use a searchlight, what we call torchlight in this part of the world, anything you are looking for, anything you focus on, you will see. Anything you focus on, you will enjoy. Anything you focus on is what you will see. So if you are not focusing on those things that you have and be grateful for them, you will get more of those things that you don't want. Because life gives you more of the things you are focused on. If you are focusing more on the effects of this crisis, you will get more of it so that you have something to wallow and be sad about. But when you look around those things and begin to look for those things that you are grateful for, be intentional about looking for what are going right in your life, despite any challenge you may be going through or have gone through. Life is one. Being able to eat and swallow our food, we take it for granted. Some people, the way they can get nutrients, they have to bore a hole in their stomach to put food there. Some cannot defecate on their own. Some people cannot urinate on their own. These are things we take for granted. When you breathe in, do you think of where your next breath is going to come from? Have you ever wondered? We take it for granted. I'm reminding you of some of the things to be grateful for. And loads of things are there for you to be grateful for. When you look for them, you will see them. And the beauty of it is because you are looking for things to be grateful for, more things to be grateful for will be coming to you. It is a law of attraction. What you focus on grows. Have you ever wondered when you talk about a white car or a red car, or you talk about Venza or one car, and immediately you go out, you will just be seeing that particular thing. Why? It is because you have brought it to your consciousness. That is how law of attraction works. You will begin to see more things to be grateful for when you stop focusing on those things that you don't have, or those things that are not going right in your life. Another thing we need to do is something we call reframing in NLP. Putting another frame around that thing. Putting another perspective around that thing. When you look at that challenge, what do you see? Do you see something that has come to ruin you, something that has come to crush you, something that has come to kill you? Or you are looking at it as saying, yes, this is not good, but what can I learn from it? Because everything that happens to us has a lesson. But you can only learn the lesson if you're intentional about learning the lesson. So if you put another frame around that crisis, it will look different. I'm not saying the crisis will change or that situation will change, but it will look different. I went through abuse. It was very bad. It weighed me down for years. But when I decided to let go, forgive myself, forgive the person, and being grateful for life alone, I didn't lose my mind. I did not develop high blood pressure. When I began to look at the things that happened that were positive, I put another frame around that challenge. And I said, I found purpose from my pain. I'm talking to you today because my purpose in life changed because of that crisis. I've been able to help other people to live a better life, to heal and thrive because of my own crisis that I went through. Because I left it, I put another frame around it. Is that saying I didn't go through abuse? No. But am I allowing the abuse to keep me down? No. I have put another frame around it. I'll use another simpler example. If you are getting married and you wake up in the morning of your wedding day, you are getting dressed, your makeup is on, your white dress or whatever dress you are putting on is on, and it started raining. A bride will look at it and say, wow, showers of blessing on my wedding day. Another bride will come out and say, oh, why would it rain today? This rain is going to destroy my wedding. Do you see what has happened there? Both of them are getting married, same marriage, same rain, but different frames. I'm going to use another example of a lady I respect so much, because that is somebody that puts a big, beautiful frame around a crisis. I don't know if you have heard about CP Center, Cerebral Palsy Center, or the CP Center. You can Google it. This lady adopted a child as a single mother, and along the line realized the child had cerebral palsy. She was asked to bring the child and exchange for another. She chose not to. I believe she believed, if this had been my child I gave birth to from me, who am I going to drop her with? So she went to the east and brought the child to Lagos, looking for somewhere to keep the child, like a daycare, so the child will be there where she go around her business. But everywhere she went to, The child may be there 1 day or 2 days, and they will call her to come and take her child. Then she looked at it that, okay, I'm going to take care of my child. That is putting another frame around it. But she went further and looked at it that there are several parents, several mothers, several fathers that had children living with this kind of challenge. And they won't have a good place to leave their children where they will get adequate care, because their care is different from regular children. So she decided to create an avenue, not only to keep her own child now, but to keep children like that. Children who are totally dependent. Children who couldn't walk, who can't walk, who can't communicate. And from where she was in Surulere, Bode Thomas, she has moved somewhere in Aja area now, to a bigger area, catering for more children. You see the kind of frame this lady puts around her crisis? She wasn't thinking of herself alone. She decided to bless humanity right from the lemon that life threw at her. Those are people we are talking about, that they are transcending. They are not living at the level of, this is good for me. This is good for people around me. She's gone beyond that. She put a huge, beautiful frame around the challenge. So I'm asking you today, what kind of frame are you going to put around your challenge? What kind of frame are you going to put around that challenge that would affect humanity? I told you about myself. I can put another frame and say, yes, I'm no longer feeling the pain of this domestic abuse, and move on. It's good, it's okay. But I decided to affect lives. I decided to impact lives. I decided to make people to live a better life. I decided to go on the path of healing for other people so that they can thrive and fulfill purpose. So what frame are you putting around that crisis? Another thing we can do is, who are your associates? Who are those people around you? Because a lot of times, it is not even the crisis that is the problem. It is people around us. You are going through infertility, and the people around you are the people that talk down at you every minute they see you. Some do it with good intentions. Some do it to mock you. And I'm telling you now, as somebody that went through infertility, please, if you have people that are going through infertility around you, be careful about the things you say to them. Stop telling them to pray. They know God, they are praying. Pray for them in your own closet. Fast for them in your closet. Do those things you are telling them to do. They are doing their best. You'll be surprised all the places they go to, the things they do. But if you are around people that these are the things they say or do, and I'm saying this now, even in churches, if it is a church that is not allowing you to breathe because you are going through infertility, or it is your salatu or your mosque, change. The challenge you are going through is big enough. Don't allow other people to compound it. It is not necessary. Anybody that calls you to torment your life in the name of advice, block them. Block them. Because the time you should have been using to do other things, to plan your life. This financial crisis, I mean, what can I do? What else can I do? Somebody is still mocking you of something that has happened. Can the person undo it? Block them. Remove every toxic person around you. When you look at the groups you belong to, either on Facebook or WhatsApp, anything that makes your life not to be valuable, that does not add value to your life, exit the group. It is not necessary. So as you are blocking people online, block them offline too. Only move, associate with people that are adding value to your life, that you are adding value to their lives. You need to navigate life after crisis. You need to excel. You need to thrive. You need to fulfill purpose. Drop everybody and anybody that is not allowing you to do that. They are not part of your life again. Remember the saying, some friends are for a season, some are for a reason, and some are for a lifetime. So if their season are gone, appreciate them and let them go. If the reason they came into your life is over, appreciate them and let them go. Seek for people that will make you to enjoy life, thrive, happy. It is good to be happy. Be intentional about your happiness. Any movie that makes you to be sad, don't watch them. I remember when I was still waiting, and my mom, God bless her soul, anytime she comes into the house, she loves Nigerian movies. I love Nigerian movies too. Immediately she's watching any movie that has to do anything with infertility and somebody is saying something, she will just change the channel. A lot of times I'm enjoying it, I wasn't feeling anything, she would change the channel. And I said, Mommy, I'm enjoying the movie. She said, I'm not enjoying it. She was an intentional mother that doesn't want her daughter to be sad. So you are the author of your book. Choose what you write there. Choose what you allow to be there. So any movie that makes you sad, don't watch it. It is not compulsory. Like anybody that does not allow you to feel good, as you are dropping them, be dropping movies. Be intentional about making yourself happy. When you go on my wall, a lot of people will talk, when I come to your wall, you don't cease to make us laugh. It is intentional. I want to read things that will make me happy. And I share in the joy too. Laugh. It doesn't cost you anything to laugh. Laugh. You may be going through a lot of challenges and you just read something that makes you laugh. It changes your mood. So be intentional about people around you. Be intentional about things you do. Let go of the past. You cannot undo it. You can't. So don't let it hold you. Don't let it hold you. The past is gone and gone. Leave it. Let it go. Focus on the things you can control. There are things you cannot control. As I'm talking now, you may still be going through infertility. What are your options? What are your options? If you have tried assisted reproductive therapy, ART, you've done IVF, it did not work. Have you tried surrogacy? Have you tried adoption? Life is full of options. The only difference is the child did not come from your womb, but the child came from a womb. All a child needs is love. That love that you have Shower it on a child, shower it on some children. You'll be surprised how fulfilled you will be. You may eventually have your own birth child. Fantastic. But the pressure would have gone down. You may be doing a particular business that crashed. Nothing stops you from trying something else. Life is full of choices. You have done something for the past 35 years, for the past 40 years. Fantastic. Now it has failed. Do something else. Don't be static. One thing I learned in my journey, of my healing journey, was like your life purpose can change at any time. So make sure you are adaptable to other things. Don't be static. You're not a tree. Move. You may need to move house. You may need to move town. You may need to move environment. You may even need to move country. Life is full of options. Look at those other options instead of wallowing in self-pity and victimhood that is not serving you. What are your beliefs about life? What are your beliefs about things? Where did you learn them from? Because in case you don't know, every belief you have, you learned it from somewhere. Can be from your parents, can be from the church, from the mosque, can be from your environment. It can even be a significant emotional experience that you have that changed your belief. You see, some women will come and say, men are scum. It's because of their experience, their ugly experience. I don't believe all men are scum. I don't believe all women are useless. As we have bad people in male and female, that is how it is. So that belief that you have held on, this is nothing can change this. This is it. A lot of times we say the sky is blue. And we hold on to that belief. Nobody can tell you anything. Look at it, the sky is blue. Have you seen the sky at night? Is it blue? So some beliefs we held on to, they may look true, but are they facts? Some of us, the belief we are holding on to, the peer pressure we are going through, are pressure from dead people. I'll tell us a story of something that happened in the army barracks somewhere, some time ago. There's this particular spot that is being manned for 24 hours. So 3 shifts a day, 8 hours every day. And it's been going on for years. Until one commandant came and asked the question, what is this thing for? Why are we guarding this empty space? And the answer was, that was how we met it. Okay? Why was it happening? When? So the man was able to trace back to somebody that was there when the thing happened to ask questions. And he asked the old commandant that had left the place for another station and said, I understand you were on duty at this station when this guarding of this particular place was going on. And it's been going on 3 shifts every day, 24 hours shifts. And I've been thinking, why are we doing this? And the old commandant said, what? That place was constructed at a particular point in time. And because it was close to the bush, monkeys were coming there and destroying this wet cement, the wet concrete. That was why I said we should go there for 24 hours, man it until that thing dried. Unfortunately, I was transferred the following day. What did you learn from that story? Manning an empty space, 24 hours for years, for something that would have just lasted 2 or 3 days. What is your belief? What is it driving you to do? What are you doing with your beliefs? Are they empowering? Are your beliefs, yes, your beliefs, are they empowering? Or they are disempowering? Are they adding value to your life? Have you asked questions about this belief? Some of us, because of our crisis, we've left God. We don't believe in God again. I understand you. I've been through that. I fought him too. Why did you allow me to marry this person? I asked him. But we made up. And I'm living a more fulfilled life now. Go back to God if you believe in him. Ask questions. When you ask questions genuinely, you will receive answers. You'll be surprised that he is mindful of you despite your anger. Because he loves you. That's my belief. That is my belief. So the God factor, I don't want us to forget about that. It is important, very important. For me, it's an anchor, a great anchor for me, and it has worked greatly for me. Create new identities for yourself. Create new identity for yourself. Don't forget you are the director in the movie of your life. You are the script writer. And you should be the lead character. Don't be a waka pass. Don't be a waka pass in the movie of your life. Take charge and do things that are empowering for you, that can lead you to affect lives positively. I'm going to leave time now. I don't have too much time for questions and answers. But before I go, I want you to do something for me. Please put your right hand, if you can, on your shoulder, just like I'm doing. And if it's the other hand, whichever one, put it there. Pat it as I'm doing like this. And tell yourself, call your first name. Kemi, you are doing well. You are doing well. You are doing well. You can do better, but you are doing well. That is my message for you this evening. I will hold on for questions. You can do better, but you are
Doing well.
That is my message for you this evening. I will hold on for questions. Do we have any questions?
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. That was a powerful session.
If you don't have any questions, I still have some few points, but I don't want people to miss out if they have questions and say, oh, they didn't have time for questions.
So I'm going to spend the next 1 minute checking all the platforms for the questions.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you can take one more point while I'm scoring the platform for the questions.
Okay,
So
that's fine. That's
everyone,
fine.
if you have any question, you have any real life scenario, you want mommy to address
Okay.
and to help
Okay.
you with, this is
All
the
right.
time
Okay.
to drop it in
Thank
the
you.
comment section. Yes.
Another thing I will tell you is remove every label that is not serving you. Stop calling yourself a failure. You are not a failure. Stop calling yourself barren. You are not barren. Stop calling yourself stupid. Any label that is not serving you, just like I told you to remove toxic people around you, remove toxic labels that you have given yourself. And one other thing I would like you to do, just like I did now when I wanted to finish, when I say, Kemi, you are doing well, affirmations. Don't forget to tell yourself beautiful things every day, every single day. And make sure the affirmations, the things you are saying, follow these three things, 3 P's, I call them, or we call them. Number 1 P is it must be personal to you. So it is I. It must be in present tense, I am. And it must be positive. I am beautiful. I am wealthy. I am amazing. I am wonderful. I am a success. Tell yourself positive things, beautiful things. Let it be positive. Let it be personal to you. And let it be in present tense. And if you have done all these things, or you feel you are depressed, or you feel you are suicidal, or you are going through some things that you don't even know how to handle now, please seek for professional help. We have a lot of therapists in Nigeria and wherever you are watching us. We have a lot of coaches who can help you. We have a lot of psychologists. A lot of help are available. Seek help. Don't do it alone. Get professionals to help you. Get your friends and family, the non-toxic ones, to help you. Have friends you can talk with, that you can cry together. I have friends like that will just talk and talk and talk and talk. This one will be crying, that one will be crying. We finish, wipe our faces, and we move on. Because like I said earlier on, crying is therapeutic. And because it's therapeutic, have crying mates that you can be vulnerable with, that are not going to judge you. Even if they are not crying with you, that they have the tissue to give you part time until you are done. People that will just give you a hug for no reason, they are not saying anything. They will just come, hold you, hug you, and when you feel like entangling, they allow you. Have such people in your circle. Have people you can really, really be vulnerable with, and be one to. Be that friend. Be that family. Be that person that other people can rely on. If I call Kemi and I tell Kemi I'm feeling down, all she will say is, do you want to discuss it? Or you just want to cry about it? Or you want to rant about it? What do you want me to do about it? At times you just want to talk. We don't need advice or anything. Be that friend. Have such a friend. And one thing I would like us to know, let go of those things that are not serving you. Everything that is not serving you, let go of them. Is it anger, hatred, revenge, bitterness? Let go of them. Embrace life once again. And remember, what do you want to be written on your gravestone when you die? What, genuinely, what do you want people to write on your gravestone? What do you want your epitaph to be? Look for that thing. Do that thing. Be that thing. That people are not trying to look for things to cover you up and so that they can say nice things. What do you want your children to know about you? What do you want the next generation to know about you? I'm sure there are beautiful things, there are positive things. Look for such things and do them. Be them. Make sure life is not sinking you. Make sure you are floating. Anytime life throws things at you, shake it off and move up. Anytime it shows up, shake it off and move up. Make sure you are living the best life possible for you now, while looking forward to a better life tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow is not promised. So today is the only one you have. It is a present. Be grateful about it. Have a journal for gratitude. Have a box for gratitude. Just write things that you are grateful about. Drop them in the box or write it in your journal. Try at least 3 every single day that you are grateful for. Read them once in a year, every 3 months, however you like it. And you'll be surprised how beautiful your life has been, despite all the challenges, despite the crisis. You'll be so surprised that if you look very well for the beautiful things happening around you, you will see them and you will get more of them. Do we have questions now?
All right. Can you hear me? From the live stream, there are no questions, but I have a personal question
Okay.
because I remember we were supposed to have this session in January, and then
The volume is very low from your end.
okay, can you hear me now?
Okay.
How is it now?
It's still low, but I'm trying to put my head close to the phone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. How is it now?
It's still low.
It's still low. Wow, this is easy for me. I've done it to the max here. So I
Better.
okay, it's better now. We're supposed to have this session in January, and then suddenly I lost my sister. You are aware of everything, and I
It's
see.
gone low again. Let me try. Maybe earpiece will do better.
Okay, okay, because I've really increased all the devices here. How is it now? How is it?
Yeah.
Is it better now?
Yes, it's better. I can hear you now.
All right. So I said we're supposed to have this session in January, and then a few days before, I lost my sister, and I sank to depths that I could not believe were possible.
Hmm.
I, like I was practically tasting sorrow in my mouth. I never knew such things existed. When I lost my father, I was 18. That was about 22 years ago, thereabout. And you know, I don't. It felt different. This one felt different because we were very close. And she sent me a message on Sunday, which I said I would reply on Monday, and I never got to reply, and she died on Monday. So
Hmm.
it, it touched me in several ways that I am not sure I fully recovered. Last week Sunday, we were having fun, we were getting ready for church, and we were talking. My daughter mentioned a word. I don't even remember now, but that word reminded me of her. It was not intentional, but it reminded me of something she used to say, and I went into the room and I started crying. It's more than 6 months now. I've not cried in about 5 months about her. But
Mm.
this one happened 2 Sundays ago and it just sank me. I couldn't hold back. I don't know if we are ever going to recover. I mean that's a question that keeps on. Are we going to keep feeling this? I have brothers that's that cry at least once every week since that January. Me, I still they still cry. My elder brother, at least
Mm.
once every week, they
Mm.
still cry to this moment. Is
Mm.
it that this pain will never go away? How can one really handle it? Are we going to be in this state like as something shifted perpetually that cannot be mended?
Um, I remember the incident. I remember, and I, I, I can't say I know how you feel. I can't say that because our feelings are different. Our feelings are different. That's the reality about life, and everybody is entitled to their own feelings. One thing is a trigger for you. There's something we call trigger. This is a short class, so we can't deal with everything. There are things that will be triggering you for a while. There will be things that she has said, or somebody that looks like her, somebody that did something like her. If she had been around, she would have done this. All those things would come. One thing about life is the pain will be reducing gradually. How do you go about it? What are you doing intentionally about her death? What are you doing intentionally? What lesson have you learned from her death? How can that lesson make other people's lives better? Because one thing is, as you are trying to help other people, be healing, there's nothing that is going to change the fact that your sister died. Nothing. So that was how I was talking about putting another frame around that situation. The situation is not going to change. It's your sister that you loved so much and she died. You can't undo that. Your siblings cannot undo that. But what frame are you putting around that her death? What lessons are you learning? What are the things that you want to do? Imran said something. He said, the best way to deal with life is as it is, not as it should. I'll repeat that. The best way to deal with life is as it is, not as it should. So one thing you need to do, put another frame around that her death. You are not Yoruba, but I'm sure you will understand some Yorubas. When somebody dies, because the reframing is something we've been using, even our elderly ones, the elders, they've been using for when somebody dies, when they come to console the family, they say, oh, if the person is mad now, roaming the streets. They are trying to put another frame around that thing. But one thing I have learned personally, and I'm careful about, is the things I say when I go to visit people who are grieving. I can just get there and say, Epele. Hold the person, hug the person, allow the person to cry, ask the person, do you want me to do anything? Because anything you say can trigger anything. Somebody that lost his person and you are telling the person, God gives, God takes. Is he a wicked God? So when we look at what are the things, what are the lessons that you personally have learned from her death, if you look very well, you see one or two lessons that will help you in the healing process and help other people who are going to go through that. Because some people will still lose their sister, they will still lose their spouse, they will still lose their children. How can you help them to heal? That may be your focus from the death of your sister. I hope that helps.
Wow, thank you so much, madam. That really helps. I've never thought in that direction actually. I've just been soaking it in and finding a way. But I think that that really makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
It also sounds like a scripture that
Is it from your end? It's static from your end. I don't know if it's my end. Are you back?
yes, yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I think we might have come to the end of this session. Thank you so much,
Okay.
ma'am. I
You're
was just
welcome.
saying that it sounds like scripture that the way we have been comforted, we should comfort others too.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Yes.
this evening. I really, 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 really appreciate you.
Thank you
So,
very much.
yes, have a wonderful evening.
You too. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you, everybody. God bless you.
We really appreciate you. Thank
You can heal to thrive. You can. You can. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so we have, I will just leave the floor now. I will leave the floor now and have,
Okay, so we'll just continue. We'll just continue. We're supposed to have the next speaker right now. All right, so we're going to be having Mr. Afo Mofe Joseph, and I'll be reading his profile from here. So, Mr. Afo Mofe Joseph is an agropreneur, an author, trainer, consultant, and a food safety professional. He's the founder Firm Vine Foods and Firm Vine Agribusiness School at Ton, Otta. He's a United Nations Food Systems Hero in 2021. He's a United Kingdom certified Kingdom safety professional, and he's an expert in setting up food production companies like farm, agro-business products, agro-business, agro-food processing factories, agro-consultancy services, and lots more. He's a consultant and trainer, so he's a volunteer resource person to Faith Foundation and Lagos Food Bank, and he's married with children. So join me as we welcome Mr. Afomofe Joseph. You're welcome, sir. Sir, we can't hear you. Yes, sir, we can't hear you, sir.
So we cannot hear you, sir. Can you do
Yes,
something
sir, we
about
can't hear
your
you,
audio?
sir.
We cannot hear you.
Yes, sir.
Not yet. So while we are expecting him, let's uh, let's have some music, right?
Okay, sir.
While we're expecting him to come back. Can you try to speak up? Mr. For Joseph?
We can't hear you, sir.
No.
Yes, sir, we
I
can't
cannot
hear you.
Can you go to the setting? So there is this gear icon, and try to see if you can change the setting. If you can hear me, so can you go to the gear icon on the setting, and try to see if the microphone is highlighted or on. So you check audio setting, yeah. See general view and then audio. Try to speak. Your network is very good. So, Can you speak, sir?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, 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 yes. Good news. Good
Okay.
news. All
Yes, sir.
right.
Yes. Yes. So I'm outside, and the reason why I came outside is that I want my session to be as practical as much as I can. But I'll just do some demonstrations here and there. So can you see this, please? What I'm holding in my hands. So can you see what I'm holding in my hands?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. So do I have the floor now?
100%.
Can I go on, please?
Yes, yes, 100%. You have the floor.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So I have been introduced by our honorable um, and amazing MC. So today I'm going to be demonstrating to us how we can begin to grow foods from the comfort of our homes. I know quite a lot of us that will be this call or might be watching the replay after now. We might have this challenge of land, not having access to land, or living far away from where we can access land. And many of us live in the cities, and some live in the estates, some in compounds that you have cemented floors or interlocking ties. So all this becomes a challenge. But in the midst of this, I have discovered that so many of these excuses are actually lame excuses. People just give these excuses. They don't want to actually do anything. But today, I want to talk about improvised urban farming system, a system whereby you can grow foods even if you live in uh, any of the estates inside Lagos or any city wherever you are watching this webinar from. Before I go into that, I want to talk briefly on the importance of this. Now, we all are aware of the current rise in the price of food products in the market, and it keeps rising. So instead of lamenting, I want us to look at it this way, that there are opportunities here. So many people in the society today who are well to do currently, they are going into food business, food production, but you wouldn't know. I know this because I am playing in the industry full time. So they just come in quietly, but we know them. Some of them, we know them from the angle that they are into uh, oil and gas, they are into real estate and all of that. We just see them from that perspective. But actually, most of them right now, they are investing in agriculture and agribusiness. Now, agribusiness is the business of agriculture. You can do agriculture without doing agribusiness. But what I'm sharing with us today is how you can do agribusiness, which is the business of agriculture. And you can do it anywhere you are, even inside that city where you live. And with that limited space, you can grow food and if you develop it to a commercial level. So part of the foods that you consume, you should grow some of them. You understand? So, and then with that, you can make money from it. And also, you are going to be consuming very healthy foods. So many sicknesses today and health issues across the globe can be traced to the foods we eat. Currently, so many people are shouting about GMO seeds and all of that, and they see it as an end time thing. So if you don't want all of that, then you should be growing some of the foods you eat. So there are hybrid seeds which are very healthy uh, for the body system that you can use to grow foods. So have you embraced any of this? You understand? So food security is a collective effort. So this is not the time to start thinking or having that mindset that okay, it is a responsibility of the farmers. Now, what we are experiencing currently, a major part of the problem is food shortages. So if you go to the seaports and even the airports, you see the volume of foods that are being exported every day from Nigeria. So this is one of the reasons we keep on having artificial scarcity of foods. And the players within the local industry, those who have decided to play within, that is to supply local needs of these foods, they have overwhelming orders for their food products. And as a result of this, they are at liberty to fix their price without thinking of whatever it is that anybody is passing through. You understand? And in order for us to mitigate this, then we should embrace home-based food production. This is something anybody can do, even if you are a busy banker, so you can engage in this. So this is some of the things that we can get started with. I just want us to know that it is something anybody can do. Now, I am going to go into this practically. When people complain that they don't have the time and all of that, the truth is they actually have the time. But that's because, sometimes when we are not pushed to the wall or faced with certain difficult situation, we don't want to take certain decisions that will actually help us to grow. You understand that? So some people who are into food production today actually jump in after they lost their jobs. And by the time they jump in, they discover that this thing has lots of opportunities. But prior to that time, they just see it as something that they cannot do or meant for one class of people and all of that. But the interesting thing is that even on a Sunday morning, while you are well dressed, prepared to go to church, you can just get your watering can and you begin to water the what's it called, your grow bags. As the seeds are growing inside it, you can begin to water them. You understand? And you can do this right from the comfort of your compound. So I want us to see this now. Now this is a wall, and this is a passage that you can see. This is a passage, and this is another wall. So this wall that you can see here is the barrier between this compound where I am and another compound. So I want us to look at this very well. This is my measurement tape here. So just take a very good look at the measurement tape and see the measurement. So I just want us to look at the space. So you can see that this is 3 feet at this point. You can see 3 feet, then 3 feet by 45. That's the measurement we have here. Now, there is no house or compound, no matter how restricted the space is or how limited, that you cannot get at least 3.5 feet, where you can now line up grow bags like this. As you can see from the video, yeah, these are grow bags. These are grow bags here. These are grow bags here. These are grow bags here. So you can see this PVC pipe for the soak away pits. So just to make it very practical, so this is the back of a house. So, but you can see these grow bags here that are lined up. So I just want this session to be as practical as much as we can make it to be. So with this now, you can begin to grow foods, and you can start with vegetables. Very, very profitable. Talking about vegetable, we have leafy vegetables, we have fruity vegetables. So for leafy vegetables, we are talking about green vegetables. We are talking about spinach, you are talking about pumpkin. Then for fruity vegetables, you're talking about tomatoes, bell pepper, those vegetables that produces fruits, that we buy the fruits from the market and not the leafy part of it. You understand? So one of the fruity vegetables that can make you money in very quick succession is bell pepper. If you go to the market, you discover that when you want to buy tomatoes, you have them in these plates, these small plates, our small baskets, and you can they'll fix a price on it, and sometimes you can negotiate. But in the case of bell pepper, you will not go to any market where it is sold that way. That will put bell pepper in a plate and you will not buy it. No, they sell it one each. Either they are selling it individual fruits, or they will scale it for you. Where they sell it as individual fruits, currently the least amount of bell pepper you can buy, that is per fruit, currently is 400 naira. At least something like a medium size. That's 400 naira for one, just one bell pepper. And you can do the green bell pepper, you can do the yellow bell pepper, and you can do the red bell pepper. There is also a purple variety right now. Bell pepper, as we know, if you use it for your fried rice or anything of that nature, we know how it turns out. So, and that's one of the most expensive vegetable products, bell pepper. And bell pepper is very, very rugged. It's just like your habanero pepper, So it's very, very rugged. So, and that is why I usually advise people, you can grow bell pepper even when you are very busy. Because uh, let's say you are supposed to water it this morning, but for some reason you woke up late and you rush to the office. When you come back in the evening, you can still do your watering and it will continue to grow. Nothing will happen to it. But you must try your best to ensure that you have all that is required. That is like your organic fertilizer, and ensure that you are doing the weeding once in a while. Because if you are using a grow bags like this now, because this is black soil, loamy soil, because at some point, as water begins to come inside it, then
Please, can you show us?
because it
Please,
is
can you
already
show us the
exposed
bag
to.
very well? That bag, sir.
Okay,
Can
can
you
you see
show
the
us
bag?
very well?
Can you see the bag? Can
Yes,
you see the bag?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So because at some point, as the as photosynthesis begin to take place, yes, the soil now, once the soil now is exposed to light, that sunlight and water, you begin to have uh, weeds growing inside it. So as a result of that, once in a while, you can just pick the weeds out of it. You understand? Now, this bag now is a controlled environment to grow food. So this is a controlled environment. I called it a controlled environment because you control like 99% of what goes in here, or what goes on here. I'm saying this because you are the one that got this bag, you bought this bag, and you filled it with the black loamy soil. Then you prepared it with organic manure. Then you started growing your crops inside it. You understand? So you can always come there and do your weeding. And these grow bags, the kind of weeds you get inside, if you are using your regular loamy soil, is just very tiny stands. That's probably just once in 2 weeks. So it is a stress-free adventure. So you understand. But you can also use your cocoa pit for it. So if you are using cocoa pit, it means that you are doing soilless farming in this case. And for cocoa pit, it is not your regular soil like this. Cocoa pit is the coconut shell that has been grinded and shredded. So that is what you now put inside this bag. and use it to start growing foods anywhere you are. You understand? So these bags has perforated holes. You can see here, this part is perforated so that excess water can come out of it. Where I'm putting where I'm placing my fingers now, excess water can come out of it. You understand? So this is something you can do anywhere you are. So you don't, like, for instance, now you see, as these ones are lined up here now, you have about this is a 6 here. So if you have 20 stands of these grow bags, that means that you are going to have 20 stand of bell pepper, and averagely each should give you nothing less than 5 fruits. Once they fruit the first time, because they will still fruit again, depending on how you are taking good care of them. You understand? So assuming you decide to extend it, you have like 40 bags. So with that 40 bags, you can now be sure that at every 2.5 months, thereabout to 3 months, you are harvesting. So you can do this in a year. You can harvest a minimum of 4 times, and with that, you make some good amount of money. And if you now see how profitable it is, that's your land that you have abandoned somewhere, you can turn it into a farm where you are doing improvised urban farming. So apart from using these grow bags, you can also use condemned buckets also. So any plastic buckets that is leaking, instead of throwing it away, you can use it to grow food. Then you can also use sack bags as well. So these are improvised materials that you can use, and you can also use PVC pipes. You understand? So with this, I don't think anybody have any excuse not to go into food production, even if you are in the urban area. You understand? So now, some of us, even despite the economic situation, we still tend our flowers, we grow flowers, we buy these flower pots. Let me tell you this: this is not the times to start doing that kind of big man. You are growing flowers. There is hunger in the land. Leave all those things that you like, flower and all of that. The same you are complaining of the high cost of foods. Convert those your flower pots, those flower pots you have outside. Remove those flowers, turn them into food production centers. Start growing foods there. You make money from it, and you also eat organically grown foods. So those ones, you are sure of the source because you are the one that is producing those foods yourself. You understand? So this is one advice also that I want to give to everyone watching this webinar. And for you to get started with this, you don't need to break the bank. What I'm trying to say is that you don't need huge capital. You can invest like 5,000 naira to buy grow bags like this. So with 5,000 naira, you get some good quantity. You can have like 20, 25, or 30 there. But let's say if you have 10,000 naira for your grow bags, you should have at least between 60 to 70 grow bags or 80 grow bags, which is a very good one for a start. Even if you want to start on a very small scale, then you say, okay, you want to do like even 25 grow bags at least, just to test. You understand? Then after which you can expand from there. Then you can now get your seeds. So if you are buying habanero seeds or bell pepper seeds, just ensure that it's hybrid you are buying. So that's one. You can also invest like between 10 to 15,000 naira. You will have some seeds that you can't even finish. You understand? That's if you are starting with like 20, 25 bags, you can't finish the number of seeds because 50 hybrid seeds of bell pepper currently is about 10,000 naira. You understand? So you can grow that first set and use that one to start. Then you have your organic fertilizer, you can buy that one. Then you can also do your compost. So, and
So,
for
sir,
you to do your
so, sir,
yeah, yes,
yeah,
sir.
I'm interested in this one. That's why
Okay.
particularly crafted this topic out. So
Okay.
now each seed in one bag, how
Yes.
many bell peppers can come out of
If you take good care of it, you can have up to 7 bell pepper from
it? 7
one.
bell peppers per tree.
Yes, if you take very good care of it, and after that first harvest, they will still fruit again. So, but the
Okay,
care is very, very important. Now, you
okay,
understand?
yes.
Yes. So, because one thing is that, like, if you are using a grow bag like this, at some point, even when you, as you are watering it,
Mm.
there is a tendency that some tiny particle from that loamy soil will be passing through the holes that are there outside. You can see the hole. I don't know if you can see the hole here. Can you see the
Yes,
perforated hole? Uh-huh.
okay.
So this is to allow excess water to come out of it, because if the water is staying there, it will also cause damage for the roots if it is too much. So the excess of
So
it
we need
has
to
to go out.
perforate it a bit.
Yes. So it comes perforated. You understand? So
Oh,
except
is there
if
a
you are,
special bag? I thought we could buy any bag. I thought we could buy
yes,
any bag
there
and
are
then
people
perforate it with
like
loamy
this
soil.
one now. Like this one is a special one that is bought from the farmer's shop. But
Oh,
yes,
okay.
mm, but you can buy your regular polythene bag and use it to grow. But the difference is that your regular polythene bag is not as strong, it's not as tough as this one that you
Okay,
buy from the farmer's shop. So that's
okay.
the difference. Because this one, you can use it like this one now. We have using it since uh this is this will be going to the like going to like 2 years now. We have been using this
Okay.
one. Except somebody just want to be an enemy of progress and just go there and begin
And
to
damage
tear
it
it.
willfully.
It will just be there for you. You continue to use it for a very long time. You understand? And it's not expensive. You
So how
understand?
long does bell pepper take to mature? Like after
Okay, it's a maximum of 3 months. Maximum.
three solid months.
Yes, maximum. But
Wow.
with very good care, with very
Mm.
good care, after the second month, you will begin to see some visitors coming out. That is, the flowers will start coming out. And once you begin to see
Okay.
that flower, just know that the harvest is now coming,
It's near.
because you can begin to see the fruits even before 3 months. You understand? Sometimes 2.5 months thereabout, you see the fruits. But you know that why we put it for 3 months is that the way Mr. A would nurture his own farm is different from the way Mr. B will nurture his own farm. You understand? And in this, there is no one size fits all. If you can give it the adequate care, then you can have your harvest earlier than someone who even started like a week or 2 weeks
Before.
before you actually started. So these are some of the things that I also want us to be aware of.
Okay. You can go on,
Yes.
sir. Thank you so much. I
Okay.
really appreciate it.
Okay, sir. Okay. So once you have your bag like this now, you just you have the bag plain as it comes. But what you will now do is that you look for a place where you can get your black loamy soil. So I usually would advise just take our time. You can go to any of the outskirts that is closest to you. You understand? If, for instance, if you are in the Keja area, uh, you can pay a visit to around somewhere around Ojodu Bega. If you go to Isheri down, where you have that, there's one British school there, that area down, you can have your black soil. Let's say you can have like one or a half bag. You understand? So if you share it into two sack bags, it's very light. It should not be very heavy for you to carry. So one should be like 20 kg, the other one should be like 20 kg. You understand? You can put it in your, you can get Uber or something. You understand? So you can visit the nearest outskirts, or you can use your cocoa pits to demonstrate. I don't know if any of my persons are close by. I would have loved to show us what a cocoa pit actually looks like. So let me just take a walk. Let me take a walk. Let me take a walk so that I will show us what the cocoa pit looks like. So as I'm going there, this is our pen. We have it here, and these beds you can see here, they are for our private consumption. So we don't buy meat. We have enough to last us to February next year. So this is what we do at home. So we save cost. So we save cost. So yeah, this is our seed tray. This is seed tray. So with this seed tray, this is where we are going to do the nursery. So you grow the seeds here first, and the seeds will be here for a minimum of 6 weeks, at least 6 weeks, before you transplant them into the grow bags. So I want to show us what the cocoa pit looks like, so that we can have a better understanding of it. So I'm going inside the store now. Let me get it. So this is our cocoa pit here. So this is the cocoa pit. You can see it. This is cocoa pit. So this is coconut shell. This is coconut shell that has been grinded using all those heavy duty grinders. So grinded and made into blocks. So this cocoa pit now, by the time you buy it, you just break it into pieces and soak it in water, like in a very big bowl, like a basin. Then you will not spread it. You will not spread it on the seed tray. You spread it on the seed tray like this. So you spread it on the seed tray. So for each hole you see on this seed tray, each hole represents one seed. So once you have put your cocoa pits, each hole now will have one seed. That's how it is done. Then you begin to water it. This is a watering can. You can get a watering can like this. Or on the other hand, you can also get something like this, like a used water can like this. Then you perforate it, put an hole on the cover, put your water, and it becomes your watering can, and you begin to use it to spray your seed tray. So that way you are not spending much. So that is why it is called improvised urban farming. Like for instance now, instead of getting this watering can, you are using this, which you can find anywhere, because even you sometimes you buy table water. So you don't have any excuse. Just perforate the cover, put your water inside it, and you can use it to now spray the seeds as they are growing on the seed tray. So once it is there, then you are going to nurture it for a minimum of 6 weeks, after which you will not transplant them into the grow bags. So you are not starting the planting of those seeds on the grow bags. The planting of those seeds starts from this seed tray. It starts from the seed tray. So, and this seed tray, you can get it for, depending on your location, You can get it for 1,000 naira. You can get it for 1,500 naira. So these things are not expensive. They are cheap. You understand? So we don't have any excuse. And underneath the seed tray also, you also have the perforated holes. It is perforated so that as you water it also, the excess water can also go out. So with this, you are starting with you are going to get your seed tray, you are going to get your cocoa pit, then you're also going to get your grow bags. So you can also use any hard polythene bag that you can find. If you are using your regular polythene bag, make sure it is very, very tough. If not, by the time uh, the sun hits it after a short while, it can begin to break. So, but if you are buying these grow bags, it is very, very tough. The one we are using now is been like over a year, going to 2 years now. You understand? So, I think those are the things that you need to get started. Then your organic fertilizer. Then also have someone to also mentor you to put you through the process. This is not something you should just do by relying on videos you can watch on YouTube. The implication is that when you begin to have challenges, you cannot begin to call that person that posted that video on YouTube. So this is one thing many people do not know. Why YouTube is good? Do you have access to the person that made that video so that the person can actually guide you? So this is very, very
Oh,
important.
no, sir.
So I think my time is
I,
up.
I have come again. No, no, yeah, but
Okay.
more importantly, I have question. Now, this is where it gets tricky for some of us. So, for me, as a person, this is the first time
Yes.
ever in my life that I will have interest in agriculture or things like that. My immediate elder brother would be so happy to listen to what you're saying. In
Yes.
fact, we will almost eat it because he loves agriculture. I
Yes.
do not love it. Now, the challenge is this last statement you just made. You said we still now need mentorship. We need to be in
Okay.
touch. For some of us who have to work around the clock, and we were just hoping there will be one small part of it that will be so simple that in
Yes.
the beginning, once you tell us what to do, we do not need to worry looking for our mentor again. All we have to do is do what we are told and to move on.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
is there a simpler path that does not need that is not so complicated?
Okay. Now, by mentoring, what I actually meant is that at least let someone guide you who has been there. So in that case, what you can do is this. Even if it is to get like a soft copy, like a PDF copy of how to grow bell pepper at home, something like that, you are good to go. Not necessarily that you must be having phone conversation or WhatsApp chat with the person every now and then. No. If you just follow that simple guide, it's very simple. It's very simple. So many years ago, that was how I started. You understand? So it's very, very simple. Where you see put one seed per hole, just go ahead, put the one seed per hole. When the time comes, you see the seed begin to come out. You understand? Then you, if you begin to experience some challenges, like some of the leaves are turning yellow, then you check that uh, PDF material to see what to do so that the leaves will not turn yellow. So what to spray on them and what to do if it actually happens and you didn't do what you're supposed to do at the initial part. You understand? So it's a very straightforward thing. You don't need to, if you want to start small now or you want to give it a try, you might not necessarily have to go and attend any physical class or something. No. So, like the print doctor can have a PDF material for those who are interested and send it to them, you know, probably for a token. So they just buy it and they follow the steps, they will get it right. So the reason why I encourage people to do habanero pepper, bell pepper for a start is this. These are two rugged fruity vegetables. that if you fail to water them like one day, going into the second day, they will still survive and do very well. You understand? So, but like for others, they need all the attention that they can get. You understand? So you start from the ones that are very, very rugged. Then before you now move and begin to add something like tomato to it. You understand? Growing tomato is very, very interesting. But even while you have it grown up to like 4 weeks, 5 weeks, you see the stands still remain very, very fragile when compared to that of the bell pepper that is very rugged. That if you pull it out now, so long as there is no sun and you have not transplanted it, even in the next 2 hours, by the time you transplant it, put it on a grow bags, water it, it will do well, very well. Nothing will happen to it. You understand? So you should start with something like bell pepper or habanero pepper. Understand? So all these are things that you can do from home. So you don't necessarily have to go and rent a land somewhere. But as you do all this for a start, definitely you will begin to see the opportunities around it. Then you can now think of how you can now commercialize it. Because bell pepper is executive pepper. I call it executive pepper because you can supply to supermarkets. You don't need any special license to supply to any supermarket. Nothing. You don't need anything. All they will do, because by the time you supply to them, they have a way of checking it to know how tough the seed you have used or the environment. You understand? Some, if they want to do it big time with you, they would like to come and see your farm. The reason why they want to come and see that place is because they want to be sure that, okay, at this particular time, you have the capacity to supply them that quantity. You understand? Not that they are banking on you, relying that at a particular point in time, you give them supply of particular quantity, and when the time comes, you are supplying them something lesser. You understand? Because it's very interesting when you are selling bell pepper. That's because you weigh it, and the more it weighs, the more money you make. That's the interesting part about it. You understand? You can do same for tomato if only you are supplying supermarkets and you have very good species. That's the red big species. There are different species. We have the F1 and we have the local tomato and other varieties as well. So, but start with bell pepper and run with that. Then over time, you can also do cucumber as well. It's also going to make you some good money. You understand? So, but for cucumber, you have to stake it at some point. Even tomato also, at some point, you will need a staking like this. You can see this. So you can do something like this as a staking. So where you hang the rope here. So as you hang the rope, so then you attach the tomato string to it so that it gives support to it because when tomato is fruiting, the fruits will now make the plants to be dropping down. You understand? To be going like that, it will be kissing the soil. And once the seeds, the fruit begin to touch the soil, then all these insects can begin to prey on it, thereby damaging your fruits. You understand? So in that regard, you will need a staking like this, which you can also do on the wall like this. Yeah, you can put nails. You can put nails on the wall like this. As you put nails on the wall like this, then you tie the rope on it down there. So it gives support to the tomato stand. So these are ways in which you can go about improvised urban farming from anywhere you are in the urban environment. But I know this is not a full-blown class where we are going to have all of that, and time will not permit us actually. But
Yes, sir.
probably after now, you can reach out to me. So thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, I would like to know how you can be reached. Your Facebook
Okay, if you want to
handle.
reach me, okay,
Yes,
you
sir.
can contact me via WhatsApp 080
Okay.
64419398. I'll take it again. 08064419398. So you can reach me via WhatsApp anytime. You can
Okay,
send me a
sir.
message. Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate that. We learned a lot. In fact, during this period that food is becoming very, very expensive, this is the
Yeah,
best time to go into agri business.
yeah,
At least maybe
yeah.
not really to sell, but then to to feed from
Yes,
it. That increasing every day. It's a call for concern. So thank you so much, sir.
yes.
We really, really appreciate
Okay.
you. We really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
sir. So if we have any
Yeah, thank
questions,
you.
don't know if the audience has any questions that they would love to
Okay.
ask. All
If
right,
there are
so
any
Mr.
question, you can
Ayodeji,
help
I
me.
don't know if they have any questions that they would love to ask him.
Okay. So you can always
Okay.
ask question now.
So I don't have any question on the screen right now, but I was trying to put his phone number on the line on the screen. I don't know. Can you see it on your screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So everyone, if you need this guide, Mr. Alpha Joseph, I think we should work together to produce this guide, right?
Okay.
Let's
No
let's
problem.
see what we can do and help people to produce this, and then maybe for a token, at least
Yeah.
as benefit for attending the classes, the
Okay.
class tonight. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I'm very sure many people will start picking up after this time. We'll talk about
Okay,
it
sir.
also off
Okay, sir.
camera. So
All
okay,
right.
so
Thank you. Okay.
so on behalf of Print Doctor Africa, I want to appreciate you for coming. Um, uh, Tucci, of course, I will hand over to you to end up, but I just want to appreciate him on behalf of all the team members here for taking time to take us through this practical section. I mean, this is how farming classes should be. It should not be in the classroom. Nothing grows in the classroom. Everything grows on the field. So thank you so much. All right,
Yes, sir.
Tucci, you have the floor. Help us close out for today.
All right, sir. So I want to appreciate everyone who connected with us from all over Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I want to say thank you for staying with us up till this moment, from the beginning of navigating right life after during crisis with Mrs. Kemi, and to this agro business session with the man that just left with us, with Mr. Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm sure you learned something from the both sessions. I'm sure you learned something. I'm sure you learned something. So you can reach out to him. His number is still on the screen. I'm talking of Mr. Afo. His number is still on the screen. So if you have any questions and you want to contact him, do well to reach out to him with that number. So thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us up to this moment. So tomorrow is going to be another time again. So by the same time tomorrow, ensure to still log on to your social media platforms to connect live with us. And tomorrow is the last day. Ooh, so we are so excited. Yeah. So tomorrow will be building cash flow in tough times. So in fact, remember what happened during the COVID period? In fact, so many people found their purpose during that period, and some people made a lot of money. So you don't have to wait until that time. Tomorrow we'll be building cash flow in tough times when things are so bad that you don't even know what to do. How can you build cash? And then our amiable host also will be taking us tomorrow on the finale on the topic propel to greatness. So you don't want to miss it. So it's gonna be the same time tomorrow by 5 p.m. and then 6 p.m. tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And have a very gracious evening. Good night.